Hi folks, so in this video we're going to talk you through how to record the acoustic guitar step 2 recorded exam. Just before we get started, just a few tips, okay? The first thing that you want to try and do is make sure that your child's guitar is in tune. So the best way to do that is just if you have a friend or a family member that can play the guitar, that's the easiest way to do it. Or you can use one of the many free tuning apps that you can download onto your smartphone. The other thing just to take note of is when you are doing the actual recording, say for example you're using a phone or a tablet, which is a perfectly fine way to do these videos, to record probably in landscape rather than portrait, okay? You basically want to get your child in frame and also their guitar in frame. So as you see me here, you can obviously see me and you can see all of my guitar. That's kind of how you want to do it, and doing it in landscape will probably work best. In terms of the quality of video, a lot of modern mobile phones shoot in high definition. But for the purposes of our recording, we only need to shoot the videos in 720p. That's the resolution. The reason for that is that 720p is good enough for the examiner to see what your child's doing, but it means that the files will turn out small enough to upload. If you record, for example, in 4K resolution, chances are the videos will be too big for upload. So to do that, for example, I was using my iPhone, I would go to settings, I would then go to camera, and it would allow me to change to 720p. Okay, so that's just something to do before you get set up. The other thing is in the recordings, the pupil is required to introduce themselves at the beginning of each video, and also required to name the exercise or the piece that they're playing before they begin performing it. It's previously in some videos I've seen parents introducing their child and also introducing the exercises and the pieces. That's really not allowed, so just to make sure that you don't assist your child in any way. The only thing that us parents and tutors can do is hold the camera for the child, so not really allowed to assist them in any way at all. So that's everything, and we'll get started off into our recording. You've probably got my little script that kind of guides you through how to do this. I've chopped up the step 2 into 4 separate videos, so we're just going to go through each video for you. Okay, so we're now going to complete component 1, which is video 1, and these are the technical requirements. These are basically the chords and the scales that the pupil needs to play, and this needs to be done in one complete video. And you'll hear me at the start introducing myself and the exam that I'm doing, which is something the pupil also needs to do. And before I play each of the chords and scales, I'll be telling the examiner, or speaking to the camera and telling the camera rather, what chord or what scale I'm playing. So from this point on, I'm going to pretend that I'm recording video 1. Hello, my name is Andrew Mackenzie. Step 2, acoustic guitar. I'm now going to play the D major chord. I'm now going to play the C major chord. I'm now going to play the E minor chord. I'm now going to play the A minor chord. I'm now going to play the C major scale. I'm now going to play the G major scale. And at this point, I would hit stop on the camera and move on to video number 2. Okay, so we're now going to move on to component 2, which is also video number 2, and this is the rhythm study. In this case, I'm going to play rhythm study number 1, which is in page 10 of your handbook, and it's the rhythm study that most pupils have been working on the most for the exam. So again, I'm going to introduce myself and tell the camera what rhythm study I'm doing. A little phrase you might want to remember when you're doing this is say it before you play it. That's a great way of remembering it. Okay, so here we go, video number 2. Hello, my name is Andrew Mackenzie, step 2, acoustic guitar. I'm now going to play rhythm study number 1. And at this stage I would hit the stop button on the camera. We can now move on to video number 3. Hi, so we're now going to move on to video number 3, which is our first melody. I'm going to play At the Foot of Yonder Mountain, and at the beginning of the video I'm going to introduce myself and then introduce the piece. And worth noting that pupils have to play through this melody twice. Okay, so from this point on I'm going to pretend that I'm doing video number 3. Hello, my name is Andrew Mackenzie, step 2, acoustic guitar. I'm now going to play At the Foot of Yonder Mountain. I would just hit the stop button on the camera at this point. So we're now going to move on to video number 4. I'm going to introduce myself and tell the examiner what exam I'm doing, like every other video, and then introduce the piece. And in this case I'm going to do Towards the Sea. And just take note that the pupil needs to play through this piece twice. So from this point I'm going to pretend that I'm doing video number 4. Hello, my name is Andrew Mackenzie, step 2, acoustic guitar. And I'm now going to play Towards the Sea. would hit stop on the camera. Okay, so just some final tips before you complete this, doing your videos. You'll see on my little script in green there is some guidance as to how to name the files when uploading them. So for example, if you're doing video 1, you would call that, you start off with calling that your child's name and then write technical work step 2. Or for example, if you were naming video number 2, you would call it your child's name and then you would note rhythm study number 1 if they're doing study number 1, step 2. So they're asking you just to name the files clearly for the benefit of the examiner. So all the best in recording that. Feel free just to even just record one video a day. Don't feel as if you have to do everything in one go. Take your time, there's absolutely no rush, and all the best with completing this.